Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a nail video. I'm going to show you guys how I do my nails at home and what products I like to use and all that good stuff. So we're jumping right into it in this video. I am cutting up some cotton pads because I don't have the little round one, so I'm improvising and using what I have. I already filed down the shine of my nail just so that it's easier for me to soak off my nails. When you have the shine on top of your nails and you don't file it down, it takes way longer, so I always suggest to just file that down. I have my aluminum foil already pre-cut, and that's what I'm going to use to put inside the cotton pad and just tightly wrap that around my finger with 100% pure acetone. I find that using 100% pure acetone just completely soaks off the gel polish, and I also have tips, so it did take a little bit longer, but soaking it in 100% acetone just makes this process much easier. So that's what I'm just going to go ahead and do, soak all 5 of my fingers, and then I will leave it on for a good 20 minutes. I like to just check it out in between. Sometimes I need more time, sometimes it soaks up faster depending on what I have under, if I have tips or not, but 20 minutes to 25 minutes ish, give or take, usually works for me. Alright, so here we are. I already started soaking off my nail, but I wanted to show you guys just a quick background of what I like to use when I am going to be doing my nails and what you might need. I always put, it's kind of hard to record this because I have one hand already soaked, but here I just have a paper towel. I use a paper towel so that I can just soak up any excess acetone for when I'm soaking my nails. And then here I have this little silicone slash rubbery mat that I got from Amazon, and it just helps. I'll show you guys. It's kind of hard to see, but this is the mat. It just helps collect all of the powder and dust and all that stuff from filing, so it doesn't get all over my desk. It kind of just sticks onto this, and then once I'm done, I'll just wash it, and it's good for another use. And then this is pretty much what I have. This is what I would use. Only thing I'm missing and I didn't do was add cuticle oil prior to soaking, just because acetone is just very drying, but I'll do that on my other hand. I have cotton balls, so I'm just gonna be using this kind of cotton. I have my aluminum foil, my brush, my filer, my little cuticle cutter and cuticle pusher, my UV light. I have alcohol, 100% acetone. I have my dip powder from Revel Nail. This is a clear one. I'm going to be doing dip powder and then gel on top. So just a little quick pause here. I originally wanted to do a clear dip and then a color gel, but I ended up changing my mind and just went with a dip color. The color I used is D738, and that is the color Finale. I love this nude. It's like my perfect nude. I absolutely love it. So disregard me talking about the gel color because I never really used that. I just used this dip powder from Revel Nail. I have my cuticle oil. I have the Revel Pro Base 1 and Pro Base 2. I don't need a third one because I am going to be doing gel, but if you want to stop at just doing dip powder, you can obviously use the third one. But pretty simple. This is what I have right now, and I'm just going to wait until this marinates and soaks off my nails. All right, so I always like to just check in my nails just to see the progress of the nail, and 20 minutes should totally do if you just have dip powder nails, but because I had tips, I have to go back in and soak it in a little bit more, so I'll just file it down a little bit, put some more acetone, and then cover it up again just to completely remove all of that dip and nail glue that I had on my nails from the tip. I like to take some acetone on a cotton pad and then just smooth everything out. After removing all of the dip, I did go ahead and end up cutting my nails because I wanted to do tips again, and I used the Sally Hansen Instant Cuticle Remover, which is my absolute favorite. I use this to remove the cuticles and just to push them a little bit lower, and this is where we are. Now, I had done my nails white before. I was having a whole moment. I did my nails white, that's why they look like they still have polish on them, but I did them white and I didn't like it, so I removed it, and here we are. So every time I finish prepping my nails, I like to exfoliate them and wash them before actually doing them, and then I take any kind of hand cream that I have laying around and just put it on my hands so that my hands are nice and moisturized. I already did my right hand off camera, so I'm just going to re-moisturize my hands. I'm going to be using the 100/80 nail filer. I'm taking the coarser side just to gently push in the cuticle a little bit, and that's just gonna help because it's gonna prevent lifting. So I'm going to be taking the Gelish pH Bond, which I show you guys two options here. You can use the pH Bond to completely remove any oils from your natural nail. If you don't do this, your nails will lift within a couple of days. You can also use alcohol, which I show you guys in a little bit. If you don't have that, you can just use alcohol. When I'm using alcohol, I like to use the lint-free sheets because it's going to take away any powder, any dust without leaving any hairs on your nails, because that annoys me when I have like hair or just powder stuck on my nails. So we're nice and clean now and ready to begin our manicure. I'm gonna go in with the Revel Nail Pro Base, which is just number 1, and I'm gonna start my first layer. Like I mentioned, I am using this nude color called Finale. I absolutely love it. This is what my right hand looks like, and it's just a perfect nude. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. Just keep in mind that wherever you put the liquid, that's where the powder is going to stick. So make sure you're taking your time. I left this in real time so you guys can see how slow I do this because I don't want the liquid in my cuticles. I don't want it to bunch up. And another tip that I think it's going to make a difference when starting to do dip powder at home is to work in super thin layers. The more liquid you put, the thicker and bulky and just chunky your dip powder is going to come out, and you're going to have a hard time filing it because you have so much product on your nail. So try to just do really, really thin layers. That's a little trick that I've learned over the months of just doing my own nails. The thinner, the better, and you can always build it up if you want that color to be more vibrant. So I always do 3 coats. That's just like my happy medium with tips or without tips. I think it's just a perfect thickness for me, and it just makes my life easier because I'm not filing for days. I'm not filing for hours. It's just perfect because I get the pigmentation of the color, and it's just perfect. Like, it's not bulky, it's not bumpy or anything like that. After dipping all of my nails, between each dip, every time you dip your hand, I like to do this after, but every time you dip your hand, just take a fluffy brush like this and dust off the extra powder. If you don't do this, this is gonna also cause your nail to be bulky and just chubby and thick. So do that between every layer and then proceed to your next layer. Like I said, I do this 3 times, and within every time that I'm doing that, before re-putting in liquid, I always dust off the extra powder. Let me know if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure it does when you're seeing what I'm doing. All right, so now step number 2, we're gonna be going in with the activator. This is just gonna harden the nail and solidify what you've created, your base, and it's gonna prep it for filing. So after I apply the applicator generously all throughout my nails, I let it sit for about 2 to 3 minutes. If you go right into filing, you can lift up the powder, it's gonna get bumpy. Just let it sit, let it dry for a good 2 to 3 minutes, and then you can start filing and shaping your nail. So this is my part where I struggle. I'm still trying to figure out shaping and the shape that I personally like. I think square for me looks a little bit more flattering and it's a little bit easier to do. So that's kind of what I stick by. So I just shape my nails and I file on top of the nail, because if you don't, it's going to be a little bit bumpy. So here you can kind of clean up your mistakes and make the nail nice and smooth. I also have a nail drill, so sometimes I'll just use the nail drill, but I wanted to make it beginner friendly because not everybody has a nail drill. So after filing down my nails to my liking, I go ahead with some more alcohol and I put some on my little lint-free sheet, and I just remove all the powder. You can also wash your hands without soap just to remove the powder, but I just like to do this because I can get a visual of if I need to file a corner or something or fix any of my mistakes. So I like to do this in between. Because we're doing gel, you do not want to go back in with the activator because then your gel polish is not going to stay. I'm gonna go ahead and take my favorite gel top coat, which I got off Amazon. I use this every single time I do my nails, and I just love the shine that it gives my nails. It's just pure perfection. So I'm gonna just be doing a medium-ish coat. It's not gonna be too thin, not too thick where it looks bulky, but I wanna get that really nice shine. And then I cure it under my UV light for 1 full minute, and then that's it. So after curing my nails for a minute, I take any cuticle oil that I have laying around. I'm using this one today, but you can even use jojoba oil or anything like that. And I just rehydrate my cuticles because they've been through a lot, especially that day because I did my nails like twice, and so they were dry. So I'm just rubbing this in, massaging it in, and that is it. This is how I do my at-home manicure, and I love it. I love the way my nails came out. I do this every single time, and this can last me up to 3 weeks. It's a nude color, so I can even get away with doing it longer, but I get bored really easy, so I'm always changing my colors. But this is the results. I hope you find this video helpful. I will link everything I use in the description box below, so make sure you check that out. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.